All right, let's now welcome Leigh-Ann Mathys, the Deputy Secretary General of the Economic Freedom Fighters, also for the official response to this matter. Leigh-Ann, it's quite a great pleasure to have you with us this afternoon. So now I've seen the EFF's official statement regarding the damning revelations or allegations by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. And I'm sure you've heard, of course, throughout the day, you've had enough time to just posture some of these reactions as well as responses to some of the questions that we've been posing in regards to this matter. Let's hear your thoughts, please.
Thank you, Alicia, for having us. On Friday we had the budget vote for the South African Police Service, IPED, and the Civil Secretariat. And we opened our debate saying that whatever you know or you think you know about the South African Police Service, it's just a tip of the iceberg. And we also said that there's no amount of budget, even if we include Phala, that is going to fix what is going on in the South African Police Service. So this revelation is not anything that is damning. It's actually far worse than what every South African thinks it is. We do not have a South African police service as it is right now. We had actually called during that budget debate that all officials in the South African police service be removed. They must reapply for their jobs and they must be independently vetted, because even the vetting process is compromised as it stands right now. The minister responded when we rejected the budget, and he said, if you're going to reject the budget, it means we must go and close down police stations. And we said, you may as well. How many people actually even go to police stations? We are forced to go there just to get a case number so we can claim on insurance. Most people don't want to even bother because we know, and this is just on a basic level of an ordinary citizen in South Africa, there is no trust in the South African police service. As the Economic Freedom Fighters, we are also going to call for an ad hoc committee to be set up in Parliament, because we can't be having high-ranking police officials going back and forth on media and responding to allegations, etc. They must come before an ad hoc committee and they must come and present the evidence, and Parliament is best placed to be able to do an investigation into all this that is going on in this country.
And the question there then, Leigh-Ann, I've been asking is, should the implicated parties remain in office and go on about their duties? I mean, Leigh-Ann, the part that is worrying me, and I suppose many others, South Africans, is the revelation that a possible criminal enterprise has completely infiltrated our entire criminal justice system. This is a grave allegation. And what would you like to see then as a parliamentary or presidential reaction as well as action pertaining to these allegations?
Alicia, there's no criminal elements in the South African Police Service. The South African Police Service is the chief criminal syndicate. All other syndicates answer to it. And the only way we are going to fix this problem is, as I said earlier, is that everyone needs to be removed. They need to be independently investigated. And for accountability and for justice to be served, we need to have an independent ad hoc committee that investigates everything. All whistleblowers. I mean, we have whistleblowers that are in prison. We have whistleblowers that are in hiding at the moment. Everybody must come and they must present this evidence. And we must be able to, as Parliament, come out with the report, and people must be fired, people must go to prison, and we need to clean up the system. It's beyond what you can even imagine what you heard today.
And now, in listening to the remarks or responses by Major General Sibiya as well as Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, what is your take on those responses there, Leigh-Ann?
I mean, did you hear? I mean, how is it even possible that you did not know that a KZN commissioner and the task force had this information about you? So to even pretend, I mean, the minister even says, what does he say? I will apply my mind in good time. He doesn't see this as a crisis that should have been dealt with. It's not like he doesn't have this information. I don't think, and if they don't have access to the information, or that the KZN commissioner was actually gathering all this information, what does that tell you about our South African police service? The same thing. So what ends up happening also is that when you have a justice system that is actually the chief is the chief criminal syndicate, the few good officials and police officers that we have there, they end up having no choice but have to call press conferences because their voices are not heard anyway. I mean, it's the same thing there in Parliament. We struggle with that chairperson, Ian Cameron, just to get, I mean, if you go and watch some of the portfolio committee meetings, he interjects, he doesn't allow us to be transparent. At times, he becomes even the spokesperson on behalf of the South African Police Service. So I don't even think that the portfolio committee can resolve this. It needs to be an independent ad hoc committee that is there in Parliament, and we must allow everybody to come, whoever has evidence, to come and present it so we can clean up and we can actually have a South African Police Service. Because right now they are the chief criminal syndicate in this country.
Are there fears, Leigh-Ann, that at some point we're actually going to lose sight of the actual contents of what was actually alleged in these revelations by Mkhwanazi, due to the fact that, we might be sidetracked by looking at the credibility of Mkhwanazi and so forth about what could be possibly internal sparks within the SAPS management?
But that always happens. I mean, that's 101 on as soon as something comes out, you go out, your guns come out blazing. It's character assassination. So let's deal with the facts. Let's bring the evidence there and allow a process to take place that is independent, and it's independent of people that are part of the syndicate unit called the South African Police Service.
Leigh, thank you so much for your official response this afternoon. Thank you so much. That is, of course, Leigh-Ann Mathys there. She's the Deputy Secretary General of the Economic Freedom Fighters there, with the official response, as we've been monitoring responses from political parties on the developments surrounding allegations and revelations made by KZN Provincial Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi in his briefing early this morning.